That's a straight lie. That's just completely untrue.
Don't understand is like you're claiming that you heard that I talk shit behind your back.
Chris, did you forget that you text me apologizing for talking behind my back? I'm going to read part of this long text that Chris sent me. So he said, there are things said about one another and negative things spread that weren't true. But I know and will admit I have said stuff behind your back,
bro.
In spite of built-up emotions
House in the fucking nutshell.
that I don't feel to discuss. Is that's the old me, and I've moved forward from those feelings a long time ago. But I apologize. Let me just say this. These people have snaked a lot of others over the years. And somebody came to me, another person that they snaked. This was somebody that Zach was extremely close with. And, you know, they had access to his iMessage. Since you snaked this person, once they saw I got kicked out of the group and Los got kicked out of the group, they sent me dozens of screenshots of you and Zach constantly talking behind our back. I could be here all day just reading all these messages that got sent to me. But here's just a few.
Dude, everyone
and like
has
I said,
so many
these are
text
between Chris and
messages
Zach.
of
Zach texts Chris saying, dude,
everything,
shit's
bro.
crazy. And I know he be nasty hoes too. Chris responds with, yeah, taking whatever he can. Laugh my ass off. Zach then followed it up with, exactly.
I don't understand stuff like this. It's so interesting to see who's involved with whose relationships. Like, it shouldn't matter who's talking to, like, whoever. Like, why talk behind people's backs? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And it's just like when TD was with his ex, they would talk so much shit about London all the time. And I thought terrible things about London because of all the shit that they were saying. I didn't even know the girl. I just assumed and trusted what they were saying and just put all those nasty things they were saying onto her. Same thing happened with Los. They talked so much shit about Los. I put all those nasty things they were saying about him onto him, like, immediately off bat without giving him a chance. And that's bad on me. That's immature of me. But when you're living with people that are around your age or living and dating somebody that's older than you by almost 3 years, you assume that you can trust their word. Or you would think so, right? So anything that they say, you would just assume, oh, I can trust what they're saying.
Sheesh. Here's another one. Zach texts Chris saying, did you get a long-ass text from Lewis? Chris says, laugh my ass off. Yep, gotta love it. Best apology yet, haha. Keep this in mind that Chris, like, several times has said that, you know, Los never owns up, never sends apologies, you know, never admits for his wrongdoings, never is, you know, holds himself accountable for his actions. Los sends them an apology, and this is what they're saying behind his back.
This isn't the first time either.
And keep in mind, me and Los were still into hype when all this was going on. Zach says, laugh my ass off, bro. I don't even know what to say to him at this point. I think he's only saying this because he saw the stuff we've been putting on Twitter. Well, that's interesting because Chris also complained about us putting out subliminal messages.
No one can talk online.
Right.
No one can talk online about them, but they sure as hell can talk shit about you. They sure as hell can talk shit about you. It's so funny how they keep telling TD, Los, Mopey, whoever to keep it offline, but they're the first ones to tweet. They're the first ones to go on stream and all that shit. You can't tell somebody to keep it offline when the very first thing was Zach defamed me once, 3 months after our relationship. He got on stream for 30 minutes. I didn't even talk to this man. Got on stream 3 months after our breakup for 30 minutes and talk shit about me. Let it go. Whatever. I didn't bring it up. I got someone sent me the VOD and everything. I ignored it. I minded my business. I was traveling around the world. Well, not around the world, but I went to Japan, New York, whatever. I was traveling at the time. Didn't fucking care. 6 months later, you're in a brand new relationship. You're supposedly happy, the happiest you've ever been in your life. And you get online for an hour and a half. An hour and a half to talk shit about your ex, who you're supposedly over. To get your views up and to push your game and to push your channel so that you can do a sponsored stream later that week. So you're telling me you couldn't just post content and get your views back up? You had to talk shit about me to boost your channel so that you could be ready to reclaim your spot in Twitch again. And honestly, he would have got away with it if he never mentioned fucking Los. If he just bashed me for an hour and a half, who the fuck cares? Who the fuck cares? It's just some artist on Twitch. She just wants clout. She's just a nobody. Who the fuck cares? But then he talked about Los. He was the first one to bring the shit online. Why the fuck did you bring up Los? Good for TD, man. Good for fucking TD. Oops, sorry, I just blasted you guys with music. I apologize. Alright. Now for my side. Oh my god. But, bro, it's... I'm so happy TD posted it. I'm so happy TD got off his chest, because I told TD what I experienced after the breakup happened. It's funny, because after the breakup, a couple of people from Too Hype contacted me almost immediately and were like, hey, Bree, I'm sorry for what you had to go through. And I was like, I got in touch with TD when I got in touch. I think Los was the first person that I got in contact with. And that was when Zach did his defamation bullshit and used Los's name. So me and Los had to have a long talk and basically set both of our sides straight with each other. I told him that I'm cool with you. I don't care. Like, you already know, anytime I've had an issue with you, we've talked about it in fucking person or through text with each other. Literally, I'm the only person in the house that ever confronted Los, and vice versa. If we had an issue with each other, we talked about it. We talked about it. So all this shit that me pushing Los away from Zach and shit like that, complete fucking bullshit. The only reason why I didn't fuck with Los was based off of what my boyfriend was telling me at the time and what another person in the house that I used to hang out with every fucking day told me at the time. So it's unfair, it's bullshit, and it doesn't feel very good to be painted as some villain when your boyfriend's a grown-ass fucking man that can make his own fucking decisions. If you're 31, 32, 30 fucking 3, 50, and you can't make your own decisions and stand up for yourself, you need to look at a fucking mirror and figure it the fuck out. Don't blame me. Genuine question, why did he say that you made him hate me? That you made him hate me? I wonder fucking why. First off, my situation with Los, anytime I've had an issue with Los, I still have text messages of when I've talked to Los genuinely. Anytime I've had an issue with Los, me and him have talked. We've even gotten into it on Twitch TV before. Now, when you live in a household with toxic people and you're constantly being told, oh, Los is lazy, Los is fat, Los is dirty, Los is this, Los is that, he never works on stuff, he never does videos with us, he's always late, what do you think's gonna happen when you have people in your ear always fucking talking? Always fucking talking. Always fucking talking. A man that doesn't even leave his own fucking room because I would assume anyway that Los can feel the energy in the house and he doesn't leave his room because of this fucking energy. Just my assumption. When you have your boyfriend and your best friend at the time talking shit about somebody that you didn't know, I was immature and took his word for it. I was immature and took his word that you were a terrible person. I took his word. That's on me. And I've already told you that's on me. And for any Los fans, I have apologized to Los for this. I've already talked to Los about it. Me and him have duked it out a couple times already. But when you have people in the house that just talk constant shit about somebody just because their lifestyle is different from everybody else, the shit's weird, bro. My mom came to visit and the first person she was connected to was Los. Why? Los was a gentleman, said hello, asked how her day was, had a general human fucking conversation, and wasn't a fucking weirdo. Didn't run and hide. I ignored all these red flags while I lived there, and I apologize. I have apologized. And I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. The fact that multiple people in this house have been gaslit to think that they're insane, to think that they owe people in the house a fucking apology, bro. Los and I were the first people to be gaslit into thinking that we were nuts. Thinking that we're crazy. And the crazy thing to me is... Actually, I'm not even going to say where I think everything stemmed from. I'm not about to even get petty. Because I have my theories on where everything stemmed from. I believe 100% that the guys were fine by themselves. The guys were 100% fine by themselves. That's all I'm going to say. But anyway. There's no reason in my mind as a content creator, why the fuck would you outcast somebody who is successful on a different platform? You have a group of guys that are successful on YouTube, and then you have one that's really successful on Twitch. Why in the world, in the age of technology, would you outcast the one that's strong on a completely different platform and kick him out just because he's not actively making YouTube content? Why don't you actually think in your mind? Why don't you take a step back and be creative? Be like, hey, Los, your boy JP already posts your highlights of your stream. We can make YouTube content out of that for your channel and allow you to be magnificent on Twitch TV. What the fuck is the point of kicking out somebody that has a strong viewer base on a completely different platform? And then, on top of that, you had my boyfriend at the time, who was barely creating Twitch content, and who was barely creating YouTube content, if any. Who was sleeping in, and was always late. You're mad at Los for being late and sleeping in, but he was making Twitch content every night. But you kick out the one that's making content and save the one that's not?